Hi guys, it's Ona, your energy customer service rep from Chicago. Today is Thursday, June 20th, 2024. It's the summer solstice day. So that's when the sun moves into Cancer, okay? And if you're below the equator, I believe it would be the winter solstice. So today, after a string of 94-degree days, I hit every sprinkler on my walk home from work. Today, this dense fog blew in, and it is 22 degrees cooler than it was yesterday at this time. So, summer solstice because the sun is making a square to Neptune, who's in Pisces, and developed all this fogginess during the summer solstice. So I don't have a lot to show you, but I'd be happy to turn the camera around at the end of this and you could see what I'm in the middle of right now. Hopefully that'll make better for the Ovomancy. So on the solstice and the equinox, if you're new, I scry the albumin of an egg in a jar or a glass of salt water, not really heavily salinated, and scry it for images to give me an idea of what's coming in the next during this solstice time or this summer solstice. I put it on a piece of paper that has all the themes of the summer solstice. I don't have a printer, so I couldn't print out the chart. But this is to see if the water picks up or the egg picks up on the energy of the summer solstice and see what I see in the albumin. Let's crack an egg. Okay, let's crack an egg. So here it is right in front of me here. I don't want to disturb the water too much. And I think for sure, as I'm getting stared down by the DOG, that'll be part of his birthday dinner tomorrow because Giblets is turning 10. And it's my Cancerversary too. All right. I had this egg suspended only from the time I left for work this morning to when I got home, or just now. So it's been there for maybe like 10 hours. Because of the heat, I didn't want to leave an egg overnight, and I thought it was going to get, and it's actually room temperature. So let's take a look and see. Let's tune in and see what you can see. There are some images. I have a little flashlight. I also try to move the camera so that maybe you can see what I see, but I'll be taking pictures. There's definitely stuff coming up. So, and I'm trying to connect this with something that maybe I saw a picture of on a wall, but it looks like a hand is reaching out like this, like part of a question mark, and holding on. A hand is reaching out, and as it's doing that, there's some strands that are coming up through bubbles. So let's take a look. That is the most interesting thing that's going on here. Giblets, I can't help you right now, big dog. I cannot help you. So the whole structure in and of itself that's kind of draped down looks like the trunk of a tree. This is going vertical, so it's like the trunk of a tree, and this is feeling very like summery because this is when all our plants are growing and stuff. And there's some bubbles on top that are making this sort of distorted a little bit, but I'll show you. This is definitely something I'm going to need to stretch, but there's something reaching out. Let me see if I can. I'm not going to disturb that at all. All right. Yeah, all right. Let's see if I can capture this one. It's the head of an alien. just like you see drawn in pictures and maybe coloring books. Confirmation. Maybe it's Giblet's head. Maybe it's him. But there's a little alien head in there. So we're kind of always running in that same direction. Giblets. Let's see. All right, hold on, buddy. It's easier this way, actually. So we have a little picture of an alien. I'm gonna address you in just one second, buddy. Just a second. So this is really interesting. When you look at it from the top, it just looks like a bubble and then maybe a hand reaching out. I'm going to point the camera down, okay? But when I took a lateral picture, that bubble is the head of an alien. And I can't point the camera up in that direction, but I took a picture. So we've got aliens reaching out. You see how I do this? And it's really it has a really true kind of, and the number 4, is green. It's got that whole 428 sort of vibe to it. So if it's like a binaural beat, it's saying 428. That's what I'm getting. And I really don't like that odor at all of the egg. So I'm going to take a bunch of pictures. I'm going to point this down. Yeah, you can kind of see from up here. The bubbles on top are simply, sort of suspending the egg yolk or the egg white there, and not really drawing in anything. This is so interesting. Really going to get a good shot of that. All right, yeah. Even its shadow looks like a little alien. Very interesting. It's such a clear shot that I really want to make sure I get a good picture of it. So I'm not going to disturb it anymore. I'm going to take more pictures, but this is that's sort of the feel to it. And I will carefully move the camera over and point it down in there so you can see what I'm referring to, because you can't in sort of real time. So let me move this over and see if I can point some things out. And if you find anything, put it in the comment section, okay? Because I want to know what you think. Just gently moving this over. I don't want to disturb any of it, and see if I can get this camera to point down into it like this. Sort of, but not really. I don't want to move anything, but you see there's an arc up here, and it looks like something is reaching out in this area. The head of it from the side is an alien head. Well, from the top, it doesn't present that way. And that the end of it over here has really tightened up. So maybe there's something different in there that I'll see in a couple of minutes. So let me move this back here. Sorry about the camera right there in my lap. But you see what I see, right? At least you can sort of take a still and maybe if you picture something else. but I sort of feel like that is this sort of idea that maybe, and this is running through every single Ovomancy, is this, be open to the idea that we are getting closer to understanding that the universe is probably housing some kind of intelligent being that we will communicate with, okay? Maybe not our universe, but the next one or the next one or the next one. So that is my gift to the summer solstice. It smells like egg in here and fire. So fire's been kind of a running theme. Everything kind of tastes that way, and I thought, oh, it's the Sag moon, but no, actually in Chicago here we've been having some fires, and it's windy, so I'm just gonna not give it that the aspect of fire, and it's not my synesthetic response to what's going on or the moon, it's fire. So that's kind of it for the summer solstice Ovomancy. It's kind of interesting. It kind of runs the same, in the same line as some of the other ones, with the idea that we're going to have some kind of contact or some kind of proof. Now, with, the sun moving into Cancer and Mercury's there and Venus is there, there's a little, it's slower. Things I think are just flowing a little bit slower, and things are not only flowing like a little bit slower, and the sun now is being ruled by the moon. The moon is the ruler of Cancer, and it changes its course every 2.5 days. So it's like a lot of things are going to change, and Jupiter is in Gemini, so there's always like a couple of things going on at the same time. So happy summer solstice. Sorry about the rambling on. Giblets is making me squirrely. It's his birthday tomorrow, so all of this is going to be part of a little party package with the full moon. If you haven't watched Moonshine, very interesting concepts. And what else? That's it. That's kind of it. We'll see you on Giblet's birthday, and then we'll go up to see the full moon if the fog clears. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.